Hello and welcome to GM Details. It's a very cold and crisp November morning, currently around about 5 degrees, as you can see from my breath. The sun is out, it's going to be a lovely warm winter's day, and we're going to have a day of detailing just waiting on my friend dropping off his car, and he wants a little bit of help and training on how to use these products. I'm going to use one brand in particular. I'll tell you what that brand is just a little later on. But first, I need to get these two cars moved so we've got some room. And here it is, a 2-year-old French fancy, a Peugeot 208 Allure Premium in Faro Yellow. My friend's name is John, and you'll hear some of his thoughts on the products we'll be using and his general approach to detailing. He's a busy photographer to trade and usually looks after his car pretty well. But with a busy schedule and weather not lining up with his diary, the car's been neglected over several months, leading to what looks like tree sap, bird droppings and even the odd cobweb or two. It's easy for grime to build up, as we all know only too well. In this series of videos, I'll be helping John simplify his routine and bring some level of understanding to what we use, when and why. Then helping him build a modest kit so he can look after his car in his free time. If this is of interest to you, then make sure you're subscribed to GM Details so you don't miss any of the videos in this little mini series. Nearly forgot. What's the brand? I'm going to introduce him to Garage Therapy. Part 1 is wheels, tyres and the wheel arches. Initially it doesn't look too bad here, but the arches don't look as though they've ever had a clean. The tyres are pretty well bloomed out, with the antizonant reacting with oxygen in the air and turning that brown colour. Totally natural and helps prevent the tyre cracking, but as detail enthusiasts we don't like this sort of brown, so I'll be cleaning that up. Pretty much the same story with the other wheels, no curb rash, just a lot of road grime and brake dust. So the plan is to simplify the wheel cleaning process for John, because like many, he hates cleaning wheels. I happen to love cleaning wheels, and I can sometimes take half an hour or so on each one of them, but that's not simplifying things, so here goes. We need to get the wheels and arches to a level of cleanliness that only requires a shampoo to keep them clean. So even with that, we don't need 5 different layers of chemicals to achieve the results we're after here. So I'm going to use Garage Therapy's Zero Decon shampoo in a 1 litre sprayer made up at 10% dilution. That's 100 millilitres of Decon to 900 millilitres of warm water. The reason it's warm is a proven fact that warm water activates the chemical better than cold water, resulting in a saving of time and in some cases the effort. All the junk coming out. It's worthwhile to mention here that spending a few minutes per wheel arch with this brush will have an amazing effect on the arch liner, but if the bristles can't compress enough to get all the way around, don't force it, as you could find the clips holding the liner in place might snap, or worse still, the plastic arch liner itself. I keep a rinse bucket handy while I use this brush, as I find it easier than pressure washing it between uses. This particular bucket was around £1 and you can pick them up in your local Halfords or sometimes online. Using a short trigger gun is my preferred method for rinsing wheel arches, but John doesn't have one and at the moment has no intention of upgrading to one, so I feel it's important to allow him to learn techniques with the tools that he's got available to him at home. I've been collecting various parts and chemicals for him for around 2 years, as we've always planned on this being a video with this car, and along with an Autoglym foam lance which has a Karcher to quick connect adapter, I've thrown in a couple of spray nozzles for him so he doesn't need to fight with the length of the Karcher power nozzle and the gun. For the front wheels, I'm showing him that sometimes it's better to pre-rinse the area with the pressure spray to remove any loose debris before spraying the Decon shampoo in. This won't remove all of the dirt, but it will allow the chemical to foam, encapsulating that dirt and provide that much needed lubrication again for the brush. Just look at the colour of that rinse water. So now it's just exactly the same process as before. A good liberal spray inside the arch, spray the brush and always start from the bottom with these brushes. That minimises any scratching of the paint around the arch as you go into scrub. And try and keep the bristles inside the arch. Using this brush, I don't like coming out like that and then so you end up scrubbing the sidewall, so if you try and keep that brush inside, so you're not damaging the...
So it's contained inside there.
Yeah. You can see now how the Zero Decon shampoo is foaming up nicely. Still a few bits of grit falling down, but I do feel that a pre-rinse of dirty wheel arches actually speeds up the process for this task. I'm not going to get it up. Yeah.
Do the front one?
Yeah. Onto the wheels now, and I'm using a double combination of Garage Therapy 1 wheel shampoo, some in the IK foamer, also with a bucket of warm wheel shampoo for using with a dense fibre wheel brush. This one is an SGCB branded one, comes in a 2-pack with a much smaller sibling. They can be bent to fit around the spokes, which you'd think would be quite handy, but I haven't found many cars where they'd easily fit. The fibres are just too dense to compress and allow the brush to flex like the easy bristled one, and the smaller one has just such a thin layer of fibre that it would take forever cleaning wheels with it. Let's have a listen to some wheel cleaning tips. The reason why I started at the bottom, is if you start at the top, all the crap comes down to the bottom of the wheel. So by the time you get to the bottom and you're doing that, you're scratching the bottom of the wheel.
Got you.
So that's still dwelling, still helping to soften the dirt that's at the top. We've worked away at the bottom and nothing's dropping down. If you notice on here, I'm going in at an angle and then coming in at that angle, and that's getting behind the spoke.
Yeah.
So it's almost like washing in a V pattern until you get to the calipers, and you can't get behind the calipers, but you use that the smaller one, which I don't have because it's in the box.
Yeah, these are nice alloys, but they're a little bit awkward, especially the smaller bits. But,
So what have you been using for cleaning the alloys?
oh, probably like a hard bristle brush.
Ugh.
Yeah, well, you know I have to admit it, one of those little brushes you get for cleaning the dishes
Oh no!
to get in at the back.
Jesus.
And then I had one which was more narrower, so it was easier to get in the back. So yeah, not ideal. However, you know, once I've done kind of that, I usually use a little mitt. I do use a mitt to get like this. So
So this is
to get in the back.
Garage Therapy's mitt. Now you could either rinse all that off if you think, but we've already pre-rinsed it. There isn't really any grit or anything there anyway. This time using your mitt, and it's not, you can start for the top here because you're just doing the faces, and the faces by this point should be a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
And you can get right in there with your fingers and you can sort of manoeuvre them to get round the back of it.
Yeah.
So another way I do it is you can use it as it is. So you can take that and just take it off your hands. You don't need it. This little bit, when they first came out, people used to think that was to put their thumbs in it. It was really only to hang up when to dry it.
I have these brushes as well. So I do have those brushes to do.
Just to do the wheel nuts.
Yeah. Alright, so I think I've got about 60% of the correct stuff, I suppose.
Now, there's these two brushes, right? This is the cheap one, it's called the Tough Shine brush, and this is the Detail Factory brush. It's 3 times more expensive, right? But if you look at this, it's plastic all the way around, which is fine, right? Because it means if you get to the bottom, it's fine, it'll just scrub off the ground. That's got a rubber facing, so if you do happen to catch it off that, it's not going to do any damage.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The bristles are longer, and it does just feel, if you can feel it yourself, the bristles on them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely feel the difference.
So with that, you can use, that's the wheel shampoo that's on the tyres at the moment. This is the Decon shampoo that we used before.
Yep.
You can use that to clean your tyres. Now, You're pretty much done.
Cool. It's up to you. Off top. Yeah.
Sure.
And then I am using this brush.
Yeah. Now that's your rinse bucket. And this is your shampoo bucket.
Okay, so in here with this one.
Is that for the bottom?
That's that for the bottom. And you say like up like that, and then
That'll not go in those ones.
down.
Yep. Right, see how that's more dirty than the back wheel?
Aye.
So if once you get half your wheel done, then just rinse it. Nope, rinse yours. No, that's your shampoo. You rinse it in your nearly a fatal mistake there.
Fatal.
Nope, more shampoo now. And then in on the other side of the wheel.
This side.
No, your other side.
This time.
No, it's not going to go. So those aren't going to do, are they?
Only back wheel really.
So the calipers, the less space on the front wheel than what there is in the back wheel then?
Must be.
Right, so...
Yeah, loads better. Yeah.
It works so much better, doesn't it?
See, for me, I would be more inclined to use that.
Yeah, just be gentle with it, and that's it. You know, you don't.
It's already picking up loads.
It-
I can go in. Yeah, that's loads better.
That'll get in behind your calipers on both sets of wheels as well.
Yeah, I can see that even there, even tight like that there.
Yep.
And even in there.
Yep.
So yeah, that's ideal. And that looks like that needs.
Yep.
Hi, it's John. There's always going to be parts of the car you don't enjoy doing, and for me, this was the one thing that I feel just takes more time than necessary. I really don't enjoy doing it, and so this was a big step to try and look at how I could simplify the process but also make sure things are clean. Now we started thinking about using a sprayer and then putting foam on the tyres away to agitate the dirt. But I quickly thought, this is basically an extra step that I'm not really prepared to do. So the solution I found that works best for me was to pre-rinse the wheels with a pressure washer, getting as much dirt off as possible, then regularly cleaning with Garage Therapy wheel shampoo, an easy wheel brush and a wheel wash mitt. And really, I think this is the ideal solution now to keep things clean, and it's definitely a routine that I'm happy with for now.
Right, so you try that one first, on half the wheel.
Okay, so here.
Either top up or you just... Right, and try that on the other half. Do you have a preference?
Yeah, I like. I don't know if the handle's shorter. It's softer, and it's shaped a bit better, and the bristles feel a bit softer. And to my eyes, that looks like that's picking up more.
Yeah, it's agitating. Because if you look at this, look at the way it's angled.
Yeah.
Right, and that's flatter than what that is. That's more of a curve on it. So when you come to the tyre, right, it's actually got less
Contact.
with that, so that's got more of a contact, making the job easier. So even though it's 3 times more expensive, it's a much better experience to use it.
I suppose that's the thing, is if you get a bit of you get a good experience, and something that was a chore is less of a chore, and you think, oh, and it gives you a better result.
Yeah.
Then it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that. I actually like the grip of it because it's not that hard plastic. Just the softness of the rubber on it.
Softness of the rubber, it's ergonomic, and you've got a good result from the brush head. So a win-win for the detail factory brush. And rinse it off.
That's super actually, because I was finding that I wasn't getting to the back, but that little brush there, was allowing me to get really close in and see where I was going with it as well. So yeah, I like that. And it doesn't take up a lot of space. It's not a big, crazy big brush. Yeah.
Another pain in the cleaning process for me has always been in using brushes. I find it really hard to get the right one to get into spots such as between the alloys or the tyre wall or inside the wheel arch. And nothing really I've used seems to fit the bill. You'll see a picture right now of the crazy oddball collection I've picked up and used over a period of time. And it was really apparent that actually, when it came down to it, there was a choice of 2 brushes that really seemed to do the job really, really well in respect to the tyre wall and the face of the alloys. It was interesting to understand that even though they looked similar, they were very different in their feel. The brushes themselves and the bristles of the brushes were very different. And one, although did a great job, the other just sort of won it over for me. I should add, in this crazy collection of cleaning tools I've got, I do have a wheel woolie, which I have used to try and get into the alloys and alloy spokes. But it wasn't until I used the Easy Detail brush that process was way, way, way simpler and way, way, way easier. So I'm definitely going to make that a new purchase, because that really made a big difference. So between a mitt to get in the back and a wheel brush, a good wheel brush, and the Easy Detail brush, I've got all the tools I need.
It's like my wife wants me to try and do Muppet Monsters.
I hope you've enjoyed the insight into the mind of someone who enjoys his car and wants to do the best caring for it, but also doesn't want to spend all day doing that. Remember, John is just rekindling the detailing hobby, but wants to keep it simple. You'll see more of the car, John and myself on the next episode. I hope to see you all there. Take care. Cheery bye.